WWE announced that for the very first time, they are going to be inducting a WrestleMania match into the Hall of Fame. And they kicked things off with WrestleMania 13's iconic match between Bret the Hitman Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And when I saw this news, I was so freaking excited about it because, first of all, if you were going to start off with any WrestleMania match being inducted, this one is definitely it. This is one of the most beautifully thought out matches I have ever seen. And to this day, whenever you mention it to a fan that loves this match, you just see an instant smile pop up in their face because it was freaking awesome. The iconic image of Stone Cold Steve Austin bleeding buckets out, but never tapping out to the sharpshooter. Oh, just absolutely great top tier, top notch, whatever you want to call it, storytelling. What other WrestleMania matches deserve to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame? That is today's topic. So, this was an incredibly hard challenge for me. I started to go down the list and I was trying to really just try to think about which matches truly deserve to be in there. Here's what I've done for this list. I've picked 13 matches, which was so freaking hard. 13, okay? And I did 13 because it's my favorite number. I also kind of did the first 30 years of WrestleMania because I imagine that the matches that will be inducted into the Hall of Fame will probably first be matches from the past, then from the present and the now. So later on down the line, we'll focus more on more recent wrestling matches, but I definitely wanted to touch on the past and which ones deserve to be inducted. In order of which they occurred, I'm going to kick things off with a match from WrestleMania 3. And that is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, who defeated Macho Man Randy Savage. When you look back at this card and at this period of time in pro wrestling, this match stood out the most from any other. This was an iconic match that would go on to inspire many future pro wrestlers that you now see in WWE. One of my favorite things that I loved from this match was the amount of near falls that we saw. You didn't really see that back then. And then the huge reaction when Steamboat won. Oh, that is a moment, that is a matchup that I don't think people can forget. And you have to mention it on a list like this. And next up, another match that I want to include also from WrestleMania 3, and that is Hulk Hogan defeating Andre the Giant for the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. Even though the better match on WrestleMania 3 was Savage and Steamboat, this match here, Hogan and Andre, is one that you have to put in the Hall of Fame. And the reason for that is not only was it a very exciting match, like the crowd was really invested in it. Like at one point, they were throwing trash in the ring. And in all of those WWE like montage videos where they put a bunch of classic moments from the company's history, chances are you've seen, of course, Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant. So, of course, this is a match that you would imagine WWE would definitely include into their Hall of Fame. Next up, from WrestleMania 6, the Ultimate Warrior defeating Hulk Hogan for the WWF Intercontinental and WWF Championship. This was Hulk Hogan's first clean loss in WWE since returning in 1984. It was a huge moment. People were so hot for this match. And even afterwards, Hogan actually raises his arm in celebration. Next up, from WrestleMania 7, the Ultimate Warrior defeating Macho Man Randy Savage in a retirement match. Basically, since Macho Man Randy Savage lost, he was forced to retire. And this is probably one of the most emotional matches in WrestleMania, very high up there because people in the crowd were crying in this matchup, guys. An incredible thing to look back at. And I didn't watch this match live. So watching it back and seeing the moment, even if you weren't there living it in that moment, you still feel what the fans were feeling while watching this match. And what you saw, of course, was Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth reuniting after Miss Elizabeth had helped Macho Man, even though Macho Man at the time didn't even know Miss Elizabeth in the match had helped him. So it's just a really, really cool reveal when he does realize that she's the one who helped him in this matchup here. After, Sherry was going at him and attacking him, and so was Ultimate Warrior. This is also the one where Macho Man hit the elbow drop 5 times on the Ultimate Warrior, and the Ultimate Warrior still kicked out. So it's really crazy as to how much he put over Ultimate Warrior. Definitely a roller coaster of a ride, sports entertainment at its finest. If you've never seen it, please check it out. Next up, from WrestleMania 10, Owen Hart defeating Bret Hart. I loved the brother versus brother story that was told here. In my opinion, it's the best brother versus brother feud that we have seen in WWE history. Owen was basically saying that Bret isn't better than him and that he's gonna beat him. And Owen wants to step out of his shadow. Owen gets him in the figure four. Bret reverses it, but Owen does defeat Bret very, very suddenly. And it was just a really, really cool moment. Oh, such good stuff. Oh, I love this story. I love anytime I get an opportunity to talk about Bret and Owen. And ooh, definitely has to be in the Hall of Fame. And on the topic of WrestleMania 10, there is absolutely no freaking way that I would leave out this match. And that is Razor Ramon defeating Shawn Michaels in a ladder match for the undisputed WWF Intercontinental Championship. Whenever you are talking about ladder matches, you talk about this iconic match. I still remember the first time I watched this match when my uncle showed it to me when he was showing me old matches. And I remember being so invested. And I was a Shawn Michaels fan. So even though I was really in love with Razor Ramon too, but hey, anyways, so I was torn. I was torn. All right. But I was really, really rooting for Shawn Michaels in this match. And I just remember being so disappointed when he lost. And here's the thing, I watched the match years later, and they were still able to win me over in the storytelling of this match and just the way they did it. Oh, so good, so good. So I feel like you can literally show this match to little kids right now, like new WWE fans, and trust me, they would still get swept away in this, even if they're not following any storylines. They don't need to even know. Just put the damn match on, and trust me, they will get into it. Now, on another note, there are so many great Shawn Michaels matches. He's Mr. WrestleMania for a reason. I feel like you could induct all of Shawn Michaels' WrestleMania history into the Hall of Fame. But with that being said, let's go on to the next one. WrestleMania 12. Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels in a 60-minute WWE Iron Man match for the WWE Championship. When you think of rivals in pro wrestling, you think of Bret and Shawn, and this was them going at it for a whole 60 minutes. I cannot leave this match out of this list. Moving on to WrestleMania 17. If I could induct an entire WrestleMania into the Hall of Fame, or if they were to do that, this would be it. Throw the whole card in there, induct it all. But I want to kick things off with a match that I do think should be in the Hall of Fame at some point, and that is the TLC match in which Edge and Christian defeated the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys. Match that really truly made me into a wrestling fan. So many iconic moments in this match. The Swanton Bomb from Jeff Hardy, the spear from Edge to Jeff, Bubba and Matt going through the 4 tables. I can go on and on forever about this match. I never say no to rewatching this match. Hell, I never say no to rewatching WrestleMania 17 top to bottom. But another match that I think from WrestleMania 17 that should be inducted into the Hall of Fame is Stone Cold versus The Rock in a no DQ match for the WWF Championship. Two of the biggest names in pro wrestling. Come on. What more of a reason do you need in one of the biggest matches in WrestleMania history? Next up, WrestleMania 18. Similar along the lines of the reasoning why I went with Stone Cold and The Rock, I also got to put in there The Rock defeating Hollywood Hulk Hogan. I still remember the moments that this match was made, and I thought, holy cow, I cannot believe that we're going to see The Rock versus Hulk Hogan. And To this day, when you look at that image of them staring across from each other, it is just like you can feel the energy, you can feel the magnitude of what a big deal this was. Next up, WrestleMania 21. I was there. And of course, I think you guys all know which match I'm going to name, and that is Kurt Angle defeating Shawn Michaels in one of the most brilliant WrestleMania matches of all time. So exciting, so many near falls. I thought these two guys were going to fight forever based off of what we were seeing. I truly could not pinpoint who was going to win this match. I really felt that Shawn Michaels really wanted it. I really felt that Kurt Angle really wanted it. And I just couldn't even like decide who was going to win. So I was just carried all the way through. It was a whirlwind of an experience to watch this match live. And then the next two matches that I am going to name are pretty much the exact same wrestlers, but I couldn't leave one out because I loved both of them. So I guess consider them together. It's obviously WrestleMania 25, The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, and WrestleMania 26, The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels in the career versus streak match. And I feel like this definitely had to be put in there because, I mean, come on, guys. How do you not put this match in there? Both of these matches, excuse me. I do think for the longest time, I was saying WrestleMania 26 was my favorite match between The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. But then when I went back and rewatched them both back to back, I think the better match was actually at WrestleMania 25. But the moment was just so grand with two guys putting something so magnificent on the line. The streak in your career, I mean, come on. Those were two huge things to put on the line. And I remember being in the crowd for WrestleMania 26, and I will never forget jumping up and down from my seat, getting to witness this match. I love both of these matches. I think they both deserve to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Now, guys, there you have it, 13 matches, but there are so many more that can be inducted into the Hall of Fame. If I was to sit here and list them all, this video would be hours long. So let me know which matches you think should also be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in the comments section below. If you liked this video, you might like this video right here. This is the video that YouTube thinks that you're going to like based off of the videos that you watch here on YouTube. I do post daily wrestling content, so if you want to be up to date with everything, make sure you click that subscribe button. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone.